Hello everyone, I'm Corieburck and I heard that you just passed your real estate exam. Unfortunately, what they say is true. You just learned how to stay out of jail and you have really no idea what to actually do next. Well, congratulations because you found this video. We're going to talk about what you can do in the first 30 to 90 days as a new real estate agent to help put you on the track to success. Now, just so you know, if you are looking to buy, sell, or even become a realtor, no matter where you're located in the world, you can email me at corieburck@gmail.com and I'll be happy to help. Step one, you need to pick the right brokerage. First things first, you need to hang your license with the brokerage. And you cannot just go with the first one that you're thinking of, that you call, or even that calls you. You have a few questions you should ask yourself or ask them. Number one, do they offer training and or mentorship? Number two, will they support your growth or are they just gonna hang your license and send you on your way? Number three, what are their commission splits and fees? You really need to make sure that the culture and the tools match your goals. Interview multiple brokerages. I'll have a whole video on all the things you should ask a potential brokerage, but you want to interview multiple, and yes, remember that you're interviewing them too. Choosing the right brokerage is a really, really important part of your journey. The second step, you need to set up your business because you're an actual business now and you need to treat it like a business. First, you need to set up your email, your phone number, and get your business cards, which also means you need to get professional headshots. Or you can get business cards without headshots, like no shame. But professional headshots are a really, really helpful piece of the puzzle for sure. All future marketing and everything. You're also gonna need to join your local MLS and Realtor Association if you are going to be a realtor and not just a real estate agent. There's a whole lot that goes into that decision, or you might not even get a decision depending on your local MLS. So that's not for this video. But you also need to start learning your CRM and your client management tools. This is a really important part of the process. As someone who was a tech trainer for their office for a long time, this is an oft overlooked part of the process. But the more you learn the tools that you have available to you, especially any that are included in the fees that you're already paying, the better off you will be. Most CRMs or client management tools, as a client relationship management tool, are going to have training built into them, or your brokerage may offer in-person trainings, or you can even go to some intensives. But I really, really encourage you to start learning that and learn how to use it to your advantage. You may not use all the features. It could be really robust and just be a little overwhelming, or it could be a really simple one, but you need to have something in place. Remember, this isn't the really not so glamorous side of real estate, but it is foundational to your success. So learning all of these things and starting to implement these is important. Step three, learn like crazy. You may think your learning's done because you just took a 90-hour course, but 90 hours is not gonna teach you how to be a business owner. It's not gonna teach you how to be proficient in the practice of real estate. It's not gonna teach you any of those things. So you really need to be learning like crazy. Hopefully, your brokerage offers some coaching, trainings, or mentoring with top agents. So hopefully you'll be able to engage with those things. I really recommend setting an educational goal and working towards that. When you are new, if you're thinking about a 40-hour work week in real estate, you're probably going to need to be spending 15 to 20 hours of it on education and practice. So it doesn't always mean like sitting in a class. Sometimes it could be like writing practice offers based off of what you learned in a class, right? Or doing a practice CMA based on open houses that you attended this past weekend. So education can be a lot of different things. But I really recommend having a goal, and then that's gonna kind of go down the more experience you get and the further into your career you get, but it should never go away. So you do want to practice writing offers and doing market analysis like a pro. One of the ways I recommend is saying, hey, like I'm going to attend broker tours on Tuesday, and I'm gonna take notes at all my broker tours, and then I'm gonna go run a CMA and write an offer for each of the houses I attend a broker tour for. And so that's a really good way. You're gonna go preview property where you're gonna see property. You're actually gonna entrench yourself in the market. You're gonna meet some local agents, talk to them, network with them, and then you're gonna go back and you're gonna practice things that you're learning during the week. So you're gonna practice your CMA, you're gonna practice your purchase and sale agreement. You can even have people give you scenarios like, hey, the client in this situation is VA and they're doing 0 down and they need their closing costs covered. Or, hey, this person's on a jumbo loan. They're buying a $1.2 million house. They're going to put $200,000 down, and most of their funds are tied up in their 401k. So they can give you different scenarios, so that way you can practice different addenda. And so that's a really, really good way to get good practice. Also, you want to learn how to use your MLS like a pro. Obviously, I said you learn to use your CRM, that's really important, but learning to use your MLS is even more important. No matter where you go, you're going to be using your MLS, no matter what brokerage you're at. It's really, really important that you learn how to do that. Most MLSs have a library of free video training, and a lot of them also offer in-person training there at their office. So engage with that, learn it, but remember, practicing is how we learn best. So making sure that you're actually using the tools that you're learning afterwards is going to be really helpful. You're also going to need to familiarize yourself with things like a listing appointment, a buyer consultation, open houses. What are the things that you're going to say, and what are the processes you're going to put into place to optimize your potential for success? It's gonna feel really awkward at first doing these appointments and saying these things and working through these things with clients and educating clients. Honestly, the best form of learning is education, is teaching. So you're going to do things like, for example, read a purchase and sale agreement the first time. Just read it all the way through, like really read it. Then read it out loud. Then try to explain it to somebody. So those are different ways you can do that. But you have to do it with listing presentations, buyer consultations, running open houses. You have to get good at all of those things. And how do you communicate with people in those different areas? And how do you communicate with them to best have the potential to retain them as a client? It's gonna feel awkward, it's gonna feel repetitive, but with repetition comes confidence. So you do not wanna be practicing these things on your clients. So practice them with friends, family, or peers. Next step is step 4, to build your presence and let people know that you're in real estate. Marketing really starts now. You really want to start with letting your sphere of influence, the people that already know, like you, and trust you, know that you're in real estate and that you've made a move into a new career path. You also want to post on social media with a professional headshot. You want to get your social media going. There's a lot of different, if you're going to do social media. You want to have a plan in place and you want to start executing on that plan. There's a whole lot of programs for like how to get your social media up and running and everything. That's not what I'm going to talk about today. Just you need to have a plan and you need to put it in place. And then it would be really helpful if you could send a personal note or a text to your top 20 people that you feel like they know, like, and trust you, and that they would refer you to the people they know, like, and trust. You also need to start building your brand. You need to identify your values and your mission statement, and also your avatar, your ideal client. So for example, I work really extensively with young professionals and with people looking to downsize their homes. So I tend to really gravitate towards things that really go well with that. I also, one of my values is personal finance and financial security. So I tend to tailor a lot of my conversations around those things. I also highly value good communication. So it's something that we talk about often, not only my buyer presentation, my listing presentation, but we talk about it online as well. So I always position myself as the expert in these matters, and I want to make sure that people understand that these are values that I have. If they share those similar values, that they will be attracted to it. Remember that at this point in time, you're not really asking anyone to buy or sell. Just acknowledge that you're in real estate now. And then what this is going to become is it's going to become an ongoing conversation of just checking in with them, seeing how they're doing, seeing how their job is, what value can you bring to their life. And that is how we nurture business in real estate, is we provide value to people consistently. And then that comes back to us in the form of real estate business. I think the best return on your time investment is to talk to people who already know, like, and trust you, making sure that they see value in you as a real estate professional by providing them free value and free fiduciary duties. And then over time, they are going to recommend you to people they know, like, and trust as well. And I find that if you're doing this, you're gonna set up a really sustainable business built on repeat and referral business that's gonna continue to give back to you for years. Step 5 is to take imperfect action. This is one that I used to be a coach. I used to work with new realtors very extensively. And this was the hardest thing for me to get through to new potential agents. And it was also my biggest frustration when I could not get agents to do this. A lot of new agents get stuck in analysis paralysis. They want to do things perfectly and they want to know how to do everything exactly right and exactly perfect. Unfortunately, that's not how the real world works. I have been an agent for going on 9 years now, and I'm still constantly being faced with situations that are new, that are different, and I have to find new and different ways to tackle them. And now I'm not very often that I'm running into an addendum that I'm not aware of, but I am dealing with different life situations, you know, between the different parties, and how do we navigate this contractually in a way that protects all parties involved. You know, weird thing, like I have one going right now where the buyer and the seller are buying each other's houses. Never heard that. And my designated broker, who's been in the business for over 30 years, had never dealt with that either. So things are going to happen. You cannot prepare for everything. So take imperfect action. Host open houses. Offer to help experienced agents. Obviously, if you're gonna be doing something like writing a contract, making sure that you are in a place where someone's going to review that to make sure you're not putting your clients at risk, like obviously do that. Door knock, make calls that fit your style, follow up with every lead like it's gold. And remember, you don't need to know everything to help someone. Just stay one step ahead, stay ethical, and ask for help when it's needed. When you don't know the answer to something, do not make something up. Make sure you're saying, you know what, let me find that out for you and report back. People will understand that and people will get that. Obviously, be practicing all the time and be going out and trying to learn as much as you can so you can have the answers to a lot of these questions. But hey, people are gonna understand that you don't know the answer to everything, and that's okay. It's important that you're taking imperfect action. When you are a newer realtor, you need to talk to more people before you'll get a conversion to a sale. So first off, you just have to have gotten in front of someone who's a potential buyer or seller, which is sometimes a hard thing to do. Gotten in front of a potential buyer or seller, talk to them about their real estate needs, get them to agree to meet with you or just sit and talk to you, get them agree to sign an agreement to work with you, identify a home for them or list their home, successfully get that under contract, see it across the closing table, hopefully some success, and then close the transaction. There is so many ways things can go wrong in that process. And as a new realtor, your ability to convert at all those stages is a lot lower. You don't have the foresight and frame of reference to see potential issues the way a more experienced agent does yet. You will get there, And if you have someone helping you, you're gonna be better at it. But you're not going to have a lot of those things yet. And it takes time to build those things up. So just remember, stay in communication with your broker or your mentor, have things reviewed, make sure you stay in ethics. That's a lot easier the more clients you have, but just take imperfect action. So the big thing to remember is that your first few months in real estate are gonna feel like a roller coaster. You're gonna have some wins, you're gonna have some losses. The hope is that eventually you can get to the point, you know, a lot of people talk about real estate, you get a lead, you convert them, you get them under contract, and then you're just trying to keep it alive, get across the closing table, get paid, and then now you're unemployed again. The hope is that if you are setting up your business well foundationally and you're sticking to your lead generation, you're talking to the people that know, like, and trust you, and you're consistently providing value to those people in your life, that eventually you're going to not have that feast and famine. When you're new, you're gonna have more of it. As you start to learn to stay consistent, stay hungry, and not be afraid to fail forward, things will start showing up for you. If this video helped, give it a like, drop a comment down in the box below if you're a new agent or maybe a seasoned one who wants to provide some tips to the group. And don't forget to subscribe for more real estate tips every week. Let's go build something amazing. Have a great day.